Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back to the rest of the story. I should probably do this quick before the thunderstorm showers system, whatever it's going to be, comes through, because that is exactly what that is on the horizon. The humidity really kicked off about 2 hours ago, and well, we didn't have any ground, or didn't have any hay on the ground. Everything is still standing. Yes, we do have a little bit that we could go through and cut. Not a lot. I'd say probably anywhere from 5 to 20 acres, depending on where the growth is currently at, because we do have a pasture that has about 15 acres on it, and the cows have been locked out of it for a while, and we're just kind of waiting to see where the growth all ends up. That still begs the question, why am I standing down here by the 735? Well, somebody has commented on an older video of mine, which I see all the comments that actually get posted. You can post in my original very first video and I would see it. But he commented that these swivel hitches on the front of these machines are a complete joke, waste of time. Better off going with a drawbar attachment, where it's hooked directly to the drawbar with that. Well, typically most of them anymore now, you actually have that block that you bolt onto the drawbar and extend it out, and then you hook that onto the disc spine or the mower or whatever you're using. I'm gonna go ahead and assume, which you really shouldn't do that, but with the information I currently have, I'm gonna say he probably has an older machine, or doesn't have to be really old, maybe just a machine that doesn't have the fender mounted height adjustment switch for the SCVs, or not SCVs, the 3-point arms, because I can hook and unhook from this machine in under 10 minutes. I can do it in under 5 minutes if I really got after it. There's a little bit of a trick to it, and a lot of it is the switch on the fender there, so you can adjust your height. But a lot of what I've done is I try to line up at least one of the arms to one of these latches, and then what I do is I actually lift it up if I can get it halfway lined up with the other arm, and I've actually been known to pick it up and then swivel it. I don't know if this is making any sense to any of my non-ag viewers. And then swivel it and set it back down, and then that way gives you enough wiggle room to get the other side hooked up into the 3-point arms. Another thing too is, as far as like adjusting your height, having to get in and out of the cab and trying to just move it just right, that can be kind of a bear, especially on the older tractors like the 4020, especially since I've been using that for running the cultivator. That it seems like the arms are either up or they're down. Seems like you have to drop them all the way down, like quickly. Not because you try to. I try to drop it down slowly, but it seems like more times than not it drops faster than what you'd really like it to. And then as you're picking it back up, you can adjust the height a little bit easier. That can be kind of aggravating, especially hooking up something like this, because your room for error is so tight. But I guess I've just gotten used to it. I mean, I started hooking this up on the 7400, and it really just moved on to the 76. Same tractor, essentially, just bigger frame. The best solution, the cure-all for the whole hooking up mess, and I doubt this viewer is even watching. It was probably just a one and done video, but at least I'm trying to address this for everybody. Quick hitches. We don't have all but one quick hitch on the whole farm, and that is because the 4640, I'm a liar, the 4640 and the 8235 both have quick hitches. That is also because they both came with them. I went through and I did narrow up the one on the 8235 when we got it, because it was set up for a wider spaced implement. And then we actually used the quick hitch on both of those tractors, and I put the adapters on the 735 I still have them. They're actually in the toolbox for the 82. But it allows us to hook onto this super quick, super simple. Just back up to it, hook up and go. Why haven't I done a quick hitch on the 7600? I honestly couldn't tell you. I priced it out. I think it was like $700 from Sloan's to do it. Not saying I don't have the money to do it, but I guess honestly I'm so used to hooking up to the implements the way I have been, and it's not like it takes me a half hour, an hour every time I change it, but I really don't know if it's at the time really worth the headache of doing a quick hitch, because I'm also factoring in the amount that we hook and unhook that tractor and having to work in and around that quick hitch trying to hook up hoses and all that, because that does get kind of irritating on the 82. The 46 is actually, the quick hitch is actually pulled off the 4640 right now because it's too long, or it extends too far with the corn planter. I think Ryan and I are going to go put that back on, because that is kind of nice for hooking and unhooking the chisel plow, because we don't have a jack stand on the chisel plow anymore, and one we had, it busted, and yet again I'm so used to hooking and unhooking the chisel plow with the 3-point, raising it up and all that stuff. I don't know, I'm getting off topic, but yes, as far as these hitches on here, I ran this tight machine before Grandpa went and bought the 735, this one, and it was a drawbar hitch, and it had a big shield on it to make sure that you didn't run the tires into the tongue, and I always made sure that I always ran the tires into that shield, because it literally took the whole width of the strip to turn around. And this thing, once we got this, being able to turn on a dime is huge, especially when cutting hay. Everyone that really cuts a lot of hay knows that it's really nice to be able to turn when and how fast you need to, how sharp you need to. So this machine has been sitting outside for way too long. The plan is I'm either going to hook it back up, it's ready to go again, hook it up, I'm going to take it back down to my place and put it in the shed, which isn't a bad idea, which is currently the plan, or we're going to go ahead and use it. But the ground is wet, they're calling for more rain. This is, see how nice and muddy the lot is. The gator is really muddy. This is a 10% chance of rain. This was a 10% chance of rain. There are a lot of people, we aren't one of them, we got lucky, that went and cut down all their hay, or all that's left of their first crop, or whatever else they had left to cut that they wanted to get done. It's not any one farmer, it's everybody. I can think of 4 people right now, and there's a lot that was windrowed up, raked up and everything, and we got that, I don't know if I want to call it like a freak storm last night, or yesterday afternoon about 2 o'clock, but I went and checked the fields that I had cultivated because I wanted to make sure that it like didn't wash or anything like that. And there's a lot of those fields that were raked up yesterday that are still currently standing in windrows. So that's where that rhino tedder really come in handy, or any tedder would really come in handy, because those windrows are going to be ripped back apart and spread out and dried back down, because if they're trying to make dry hay, with all the moisture, the rain that those windrows got and that they collected, if that stuff was actually dry, they're going to have a mucky mess. So, oh well. I'd say that's at least one instance where I guess we got lucky. We didn't have anything down. Otherwise, we'd be in the same boat. So, all right. I think that's good for tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Take it easy. Keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.